and seal the ring.
Our Tale of the Tape, brought to you by Fairtex. Baker, 28 years of age, 1 year junior of Savannah Smith. The weights are about even, the records. Baker, 4 fights for 1 win. Savannah Smith, 1 fight and 1 loss in her Muay Thai career.
The experience advantage definitely going the way of Marissa Baker here, but the height and reach advantage, as we can all see, going the way of Savannah Smith from the blue corner.
Yeah, quite a disparate advantage there. You'd anticipate the game plan will probably deploy the teep, keep them at range, and then try and avoid the clinch, even though you do have your own advantages in the clinch to a certain degree if you're that tall.
Yeah, it's going to make for a very interesting fight, and one that will definitely have to see a lot of strategy deployed here. You're not going to, and weapons of Muay Thai do favour the taller and rangier of the fighters.
As we get going here, first of 3x3 minute rounds, first of our ladies bouts, Smith in the white trunks, Baker in the black. And we see the clinch straight away. Less than 10 seconds into round number 1.
Yeah, Marissa doing a pretty good job here of keeping her head tucked in and staying out of trouble, landing her own knees and just putting up a bit of a knee guard there to get herself out of the clinch again. She started that exchange with some great shots to the body that, just like that will, pay in towards the end of this fight. Just moving to her right, kicking the legs.
And again, coming up with that overhand right there is Baker.
Always the favourable weapon of the shorter fighter is the overhand right.
As they exchange knees in the corner, but they're broken up and reset in centre. Savannah Smith, emergency services worker by trade. Marissa Baker, a registered nurse. So no shortage of medical personnel on standby if this turns into a war.
Absolutely, which it no doubt will with Marissa Baker being in the ring. She's known for always delivering a very entertaining style of fighting, as we're seeing right now.
Also, emergency service drop-off, emergency department visit could get awkward next time if they meet in the ED. But, Baker, nice. Oh, big shot from Baker to the left cheek there is Smith, and she lands again and again. Baker just teeing off on Smith here in the corner. And Savannah forced to clinch.
Yeah, Baker doing a great job of holding her head back with that left hand as well while she's in the clinch and landing more right shots again. She goes from the head to the body and now back into the clinch again.
Wow, 3 or 4 unanswered there for Marissa Baker, scoring very, very well. Smith took him though.
She took it, she's still standing strong. She definitely is going to want to be teeping away and keeping a bit of range between. Throwing a nice knee there as Marissa comes in close. She's walking forward now with the elbow. Throwing the teep to the leg, trying to keep range again.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the step-up knee also very potent weapon for someone that tall, but it doesn't seem to be that much of an issue for Marissa Baker right now. She landed another couple of shots there, both body and head.
Nah, Marissa Baker is as tough as they come. You're going to need something strong and powerful to be able to keep her back.
As we approach the last 10 seconds of round number 1, Baker swinging away, changing levels. Smith, step-up knee was a little short. She's wearing these right hands. Baker getting inside, throwing the overhand right, scoring very, very well, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, Savannah walked back to her corner fine then. She's won those shots and she's going to get some advice from her corner now on how to move forward. Towards the end of that round, she did start to land some nice long right knees to the body of Marissa on the way in. So if she can utilize that, start bringing it in and get the timing right on that to try and catch Marissa as she comes forward, it should help.
Yeah, again, if you're that tall, you don't actually have to deploy a tapered step-up knee. Also very good weapon to deploy to keep your opponent away as they come in, because it's just that you've got just as much momentum and angle to generate the force as you do as a tape with a shorter fighter.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to think Marissa will take a bit of confidence out of that round, but she'll also be wondering, you know, she gave it her best early days. She's feeling fresh, she's feeling strong. She gave her hardest right hands she could, and, you know, Savannah, her opponent, still standing across the ring from her. So we'll be curious to see what she kind of starts to throw in there now to try and mix it up and land a few harder shots.
As we head into round number 2, Smith and Baker. Personally, have to get that first round to Baker. We'll see what Smith has in response. Again, Baker closing the distance and going upstairs.
Good strong hands there from Baker again.
Smith's corner calling for the knee. And Baker coming in underneath and again throwing with the overhand right.
She's doing a great job of throwing her hands low first. You know, working the body, opening up the head for that overhand right shot. And Savannah just landed that nice right knee there as Baker was coming in close.
Baker going to the body.
There's some heavy body shots there.
Yeah. Smith took the fight on 3 weeks' notice. But despite just the short preparation, she said she felt ready coming into this fight as Baker goes body head that time.
Strong uppercut and then across to finish for Marissa.
A nice knee there from Smith. There's Maddie Williams in the corner of Savannah Smith calling for her to put her chin down and knee as Baker comes in. And Smith now spinning back fist there from Baker.
Definitely want to see Baker start to go back to kicking as she's doing right now, as I speak, of course. But not to just get too hands heavy looking for the knockout and, you know, start to use her kicks to then set up the hands to give Savannah something else to think about. Massive jab there.
This is the range that Smith needs to be in, because as soon as Baker gets in too close, she's just dominating the exchanges. Well, heavy right hand to the midsection there of Smith.
That's got to be taking the gas out of Savannah here.
Yeah, disrupts your breathing, causes all kinds of problems. Just you spend, 10, 15 seconds trying to reset yourself. Well, yeah, Baker just teeing off there now on the ribs. You can see Smith breathing through the mouth, breathing heavy. Final stages of round number 2.
Yeah, Savannah just waiting a little too late. Should be tipping now.
Yep.
Should be throwing it now while Marissa's just standing there, not waiting for her before she comes in, because Marissa's too fast off that back foot as she jumps in to throw her hands. A slight cut on the eye of Marissa there.
But, yeah, Baker dealing most of the damage, and back to the corners we will go. And 3 minutes remaining in this fight. Not as much of a frenetic pace as we saw in the first 3 minutes, but I think, as you mentioned, those body shots starting to take their toll on Smith's work rate.
They will be taking the wind out of her, and also I think just making her second guess what's coming next. She's not sure if the punches are coming high or low, and it's kind of, this is kind of maybe showing her the fact that it is her second fight. It's Marissa's fourth. There's a touch there, more experience there. Marissa's been under the Rebellion lights before. We've seen her a few times, and she's showing her experience here in center ring.
Marissa Baker's had all of her 4 fights on the Roots card. And, wants to get onto that Rebellion card. Next one shortly to be announced shortly. So keep your eye on Rebellion socials, Instagram and Facebook. It's just our second fight of the evening. 13 more to go here for you, including our main event, Cruz versus Matthews later on. Eli Levitt and Zach Lasala, as you mentioned, is off due to injury to Zach Lasala. Sure, that one will be rescheduled as we all wanted to see it.
Absolutely.
As we get going for round number 3, Smith and Baker. And that's successful from Smith now. Now using the knee. She's got to get busy now. She's behind, I would argue, 2 rounds to none.
Yeah, definitely.
None on the scorecard. Yeah.
Yeah, the heavy handwork of Marissa through round 1 and 2 has definitely got her ahead on the scorecards. She lands another big right hand then, but Savannah coming forward now, looking to put a bit more pressure on Marissa rather than sitting back. Marissa gets the takedown.
Back to the center of the ring they go. Oh, nice uppercut there from Baker, but a great counter right from Smith. That landed flush. Yeah, Smith now looking to deploy the knees and come forward.
Yeah, she's trying to hunt and trying to get these rounds back now. It's good. She's obviously she's fit, she's ready, she's got a big gas tank on her. If she's able to do this now after all the shots she's worn early in this fight, and she continues to take to the body.
As they clinch again. We haven't seen that actually since the first round. As they are tied up on the ropes, and they will be reset as I think
just a little stuck outside the ring
ponytail wrapped around the top rope there. We go back to the center. Jab there from Baker into the body again.
There's those knees again. She's starting to switch them on now.
I mean, yeah, if she'd used them,
oh,
the mouth guard comes
out.
popping out. It's a nice right hand there from Marissa Baker again, but it's going to have to be washed.
Give it a quick rinse.
As you don't know where that's been.
Matty Bones just shoves it straight back in the mouth of Savannah.
Well, if you're prepared to bleed on someone else, I think a mouth guard on the canvas is the least of your concerns.
Yeah, absolutely.
As Smith now closing the distance and almost ends up ringside in the hands of the judges, not just the scorecard, but physically and literally. Baker again, now just going to the body. Smith trying to walk her down and get that right knee up into the breadbasket there of Baker.
Yeah, I definitely think after round 1, we definitely needed to see this kind of level of intensity from Savannah in round 2. She's probably just left it a little bit too late, but no doubt she's learning here and she's doing well.
So she needs basically a stoppage now in the last 30 seconds as Baker again lands her right hands. They tie up there in the corner.
Baker doing a good job of staying strong in the clinch against such a taller opponent as well.
Yep. So we approach the final 10 seconds. Baker just content to see the round out. Smith trying to land a couple of shots to close here. And that will do it after 9 minutes. We'll go to the judges' scorecards between Marissa Baker and Savannah Smith. Joe, an entertaining one, but I think I'd have to give it to Marissa Baker.
You would think so. I think she did so much good, heavy handwork in the early stages of this fight to put herself ahead on the cards.
We see some of the highlights there. Look at Marissa, obviously active early with the hands. As you mentioned during that third round, if Savannah had been that aggressive maybe in the second round,
yeah,
it would have been a different outcome.
Yeah, absolutely. She walked forward and switched on the Muaythai mode, and if we had seen that a little bit earlier, maybe it would have put Marissa on the back foot and kind of put her out of her comfort zone. We know she's a forward aggressive fighter, so probably to get her out of her normal element early on probably would have been the ticket for Savannah.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we head to the judges' scorecards, their decision. All 3 judges score the contest 30-27 to your winner via unanimous points decision. Red corner, Marissa Baker.
So Marissa Baker moves to 2-2, gets a second.